Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So today I'm using the gorgeous Cozy Christmas kit from Planners Anon. I have included how I've made this shaker, so if you want to see the whole process, then just keep watching. Okay, so we're going to start off with the shaker, which I'm going to do a little bit different. So the first thing I'm doing is grabbing my mat, because we're going to be cutting some stuff. And then I'm just grabbing in my Christmas kit, which I just have, this is how I store my Planners Anonymous kits now, rather than keeping them in the box. So if you haven't seen the video on how I set this up, I will link it for you down below. Whoops. And they came out early, so we might as well just leave them there. So I'm grabbing this card, and you might see I've already pencil drawn a circle on here. So what I want to do is cut this circle out so that when the shaker's there, you're going to be able to see through to this peace, love and joy at the back. So I've worked out how big the circle needs to be, and I've just cut out, this is just 2 pieces of cardboard stuck together, which is sort of roughly the size I want. I used this jar was the size of the actual thing, but rather than using the candle to sort of cut this out, I'm going to use the cardboard. I'm really scared to do this because I'm not quite sure it's going to work, and I'm a little nervous about ruining the card, but I'm going to do my best. The circle doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be a circle. So I'm going to give this a go, and I'm just cutting. I'm really scared. I'm just cutting around and just using the cardboard as a guide to just sort of cut it. So whoops, it helps if you get the paper and not the cardboard. Okay, so we're just going around, not stressing out too much if I go away from the guide, because it's not that big of a deal if I do, as long as I can see through when we get there. So my little way of doing these is to move it around, so that way I get a good sort of not grip, but good comfort, because I hate cutting circles, I'm horrible at it. So I'd rather move it around and make sure that I'm comfortable with the way I'm cutting. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a perfect circle, so I'm sure it'll be fine. It doesn't matter if I go through the cardboard either. Okay, so I think we're out. Hang on, just need this little bit here. I just don't want to have a furry bit there, so I'm just going to cut it. There we go. Okay, now fingers crossed when I shut this, and I'm really scared, it's in the right spot. And it is. It's a little bit further over than I probably would like, but that's not too bad, so I'm okay with that. I do then need to get rid of all the pencil marks, so I'm just going to grab an eraser and just rub them out. I did that really lightly on purpose so that it gave me the ability to be able to do this. So I'm just going around the circle. Before we start putting in the other part, like put in the plastic that's going to cover this up, I want to use the back. So this is actually going to be one big thing. This isn't going to open anymore. I'm going to stick it down. But I want at the back there to be a little thing that I can put lists in if I want to. So I'm just going to grab my ruler, and I just want to cut a line. I just want to make sure it's straight. That's really all I care about, is the fact that it's straight. So I'm just lining this up with my board here. A bit higher than I thought, so there we go. And I'm just going to cut. I'm not measuring this, I'm just cutting sort of roughly where I think, and that'll all make sense a little bit later if it doesn't make sense right now. Okay, so let's start making this shaker. So I'm grabbing in a piece of, this is a plastic pocket, this is a heavy duty one, this is one of the Marbig ones, and I'm just cutting enough, whoops, to be able to make that shaker. With plastic, I always do more than one cut because I never seem to get enough. So we've got the fold there from the actual plastic pocket. I'm actually going to leave that, it'll help in the long run. I'm just cutting that more to size. So then this is going to sit just there, and then when you open and close it, it's going to have that peace, love and joy in the side. So the best way I found, because we're going to stick this up, we don't need it to be clear. We don't need to not get anything sort of on here. So what I'm going to do is just grab a pencil and just mark out sort of roughly where the glue needs to go to, because then I can go to town with my glue tape. So I'm grabbing my glue tape. Actually, I'm going to use, this is the benefit of having 55,000 different kinds of glue tape. Some of them are stronger than others. So I'm going to grab this one. This is actually from Kmart. It just does a really good, like, not dots. Whoops, actually they are dots. I didn't realise they were. Wrong one. That one. Maybe it's this one. That's the one I wanted. And I am going completely over the circle because I don't want sort of any weird flappy bits. Not that it's going to make all that much of a difference, but still. As long as that's still, yeah, there you go. So we'll stick this down. So this is going to be obviously the shaker bit, or the plastic bit. Go. So you can see that sort of through there now. And we'll put the can't use that because that's what we need. I'm going to use the candle just to keep that in the right spot. So we'll put, whoops, put the sprinkles in there. Sprinkles. Why do I always call them sprinkles? I know it's sequins, but I call them sprinkles. Oh crap. Ah, we've had an explosion. It's okay. I'm just going to pick all these up, put them back in the spot. Oh no, I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I've got them back, I think, where I need them. So I'm going to put the lid back on here before I make more of a mess. Then, we're just going to do this with glue tape this week, or this time. Sometimes I do it with sewing, sometimes I do this with the fuse tool. It doesn't really matter, they all work. They all make really good results. So I'm just putting, don't do that, don't do what I just did then. So I accidentally went over the window, and I don't want to go near the window because then you're going to get all the glue, like all the sequins stuck to the glue, and then you'll be able to see it. So if you ever do that, especially on plastic, because it does have a bit more give, you can just rub it out with an eraser. It is going to leave a bit of a mark, but nothing we can't sort of work around. I'm just trying to keep all the bits out of the glue, and this is why, guys, I do these shakers off camera, because then you don't have to see how many times I mess up, because I mess up a lot when I'm making these, like a lot. Not touching the window, and I am putting some diagonally so that it still keeps that circle shape and they don't sort of tend to, like the sequins don't tend to sort of pop off down into a corner where you can't see them. Hope that makes sense. Okay, now we've got them all back in the middle, we've got all the glue. Just going to fold that over and stick it down. It doesn't matter if it does get a little bit bubbly, as in it doesn't stick quite straight, just as long as it still looks good when you put it on the other side, which at the moment this doesn't, so I'm just trying to fix it. So there you've got your little window. That's not the best shaker I've ever done. And like I said, this is why I do them off camera, so you guys don't see when I make such a mess. But you get the general gist. Just seeing if I can fix this, because it's going to drive me up the wall. I'm just going to pull this off. This is just the plastic I'm pulling. I'm just going to try and pull that a little bit tighter in the corner. That's better. It's still not perfect, but it's much better than it was 2 minutes ago. So, yay. Right, so now we're going to stick it all together. I like to just sort of also do this, make sure that no bits are escaping. Get rid of that. So then we're going to stick the whole sort of window down. So I'm going to use this just using my normal glue tape. It gives me a bit more control. I prefer the dot tape if I can. And then all I'm doing is just going right around the outside, because I don't want to put any in here, because that's where that little windows or little cut's going to be able to put its stuff in. So folding that over and then just gluing it together. Not quite sure what Jet's heard, seen or whatever, but anyway. I probably put a little bit too much glitter in there, but that's okay. And then this pocket is going to work like this. So just using this as an example, you can just sort of stick something in there. So if it's a list, it's going to work a little bit better because that circle's obviously a bit big. But there we go, there's our little shaker. Before we finish that part and move on to the actual decorating, I am going to put the holes in, just so that way that part's done. I'm just going to do a normal sort of punch through with these ones. So I'm just flipping this over. Punched just a little bit. I thought I had, but I wasn't sure, so I'm just gonna make that one a little bit bigger. It would have fit anyway, but just to make it a bit bigger. Alright, so now we've got the flipper ready. Let's move on to actually doing the rest of it. So the first thing we do is white out the December on the top of both pages, because I'm going to use another sticker there, or use some washi tape and stuff there as well. This is the Kmart correction tape, and so far I found it a lot better. It does this funny thing that it sort of catches, and you got to put on some scrap paper, but that's the only thing I found that's not quite right. So I'm going to grab, this is all out of the Planners Anonymous Cozy Christmas. I'm going to put the washi tape at the bottom, and then I'm going to use one of the stickers at the top, I think. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the washi tape down first. And then in the sticker kit that came with this, and this is this big weekly kit that I'm hoping we get to see more of these in 2019 from Planners Anonymous, because I think they're gorgeous. Now, because that washi tape already matches that washi tape, I'm just sort of wondering if it's worth putting there, or if we should just put, because I can always tear that washi tape up and use this one at the bottom. While I'm thinking about that, there is something else I want to do, which is I just want to take off these date, like event ones that I've got. They're just not going to match what I want to do this week, so I just want to pull them off. Thankfully they've got a bit of give in them, and I can rub them to get rid of the excess sticky. So I'm just taking off all three. I'm actually going to put them back where I got them from, because then I can use them again next year, because they're still sticky. There's still a couple little marks there, but I'll cover them up along the way. So what I decided while I was doing that is I am going to use these big washi strips, and I don't mind if they come down over sort of the days at the top, because it is going to be one of those weeks where there's not actually going to be as much going on as I think there will, especially not on Monday. Monday's going to be pretty chilled, I think. I hope. I hope I will have all of my Christmas shopping done by this point, so it's not such a bad thing if I don't have too much room on today. Because I'm going to put the date covers back in anyway, it's not going to matter. And then we're going to put in our Days of the Week stickers. So this one does come with, or it did come with some stickers, but I've just had a thought. So just for something different, and because I can and because I've got a bunch of these boxes, I'm actually going to change this up a little bit, and I'm going to have some boxes down this side and then have the days, like the bits and pieces, on the other side. That'll make sense in a sec. So I'm going to start off with some decorative boxes. I want this one. I've loved this sticker from the second I saw it, and I really want to put it down here. So it's going to cover up the bits and pieces. It's going to run a little bit over the washi, and then I want to put, I'm going to use the red box or tick box with a to do on the top. No idea why I'm not using my tweezers. I just realised I wasn't, and I'm kind of annoyed at myself right now, but that's okay. I'll fix it in a sec. And then I want to put this little bauble just there. Okay. Then I have wanted to use one of these stickers for as long as I can remember, because I don't use vertical. It's really hard for me to use these gigantic stickers, so I'm going to take the opportunity and use it now. So I'm just going to white out this Wednesday, just because it's going under where the white is. I'm actually going to do Thursday too, just to be on the safe side, and I don't want it popping through. I'm using the wrong tweezers. I'm just going to put that so it covers up where the whiteout was. It's just going just underneath that line, and I'll find something else to put on the bottom. I think there's a quote somewhere that I can put there. I'm going to put this box at the bottom there to cover up that space. Whoops. And I'll put another sticker in there, like a quote or something afterwards. I need to put something there. If I put something there, then this is going to feel much more sort of going along. So I'm going to put this green one. And it's going to mean there's going to be this funny shaped gap at the top, but that's okay because we're going to fix it afterwards. I really want it to fill the space, so I'm going to grab something a bit bigger. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab, jump back in here for a sec. I'm going to grab some of the die cuts. And I'm going to put a die cut on there. I'm going to put this one that says Sprinkle Christmas Everywhere. I actually think I'm going to do something not different because I do it all the time, but something that's just going to give it a bit of dimension. I was going to grab some foam tape. It's going to make your planner a little bulky, happy to admit that, but there's something about it that I just love. I just love giving it that dimension. I think it looks awesome. All right, now I'm going to put the days of the week in, finally. I know that took me a bit longer than normal, but still. So they're going to be a little bit more, not all over the place, but in different spots, which is fine. Actually, do you know what I'm going to do on the other side? And then I'm going to use the little calendar ones that come with this, rather than using any of the other date dots. I'm just trying to remember what day that is. It's the 24th. I knew that. I'm going to put them next to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and put them all down the side, and I'll be back in just a sec. so that's all that side. I'm going to work on the other side in just a second, but it's just a couple more stickers I need to put in here before we sort of keep going. So the first one is these Bunny and Moon Countdown stickers. I've been using them the whole way through, and I really want to finish that sort of thing off. So I'm using that one on the Christmas Eve, and then the Christmas Day one I'm actually going to put right in the middle here. Uh-oh. No, it's alright, that'll be fine. I'm just sticking him under there just a little bit. Okay. You can still see a little bit of where that colour's come up, but not a lot. Righto, so we're going to move to the other side. We're going to put in some more decorative ones. Debating whether I want to do kind of, so having it that like out on each side, because that's not something I do very often, and it still gives me, I can still put those stickers back in. So I think I'm going to try that. I think I'm going to see what that looks like. So I'm going to grab, where is it? I just saw it. There it is. I want this, it's the most wonderful time of the year, with the deer, with the lights all through his antlers. I want to put them at the top. And then I'm going to put these two sort of to-do ones in a row, because they do look really cute stacked up. Ball at the top here, which is going to completely make this a little over the top, but I want it to stick up. And I don't know why, I just think the ball looks amazing and I really want it up there. So I'm just going to cover this in glue tape up to where I need it. So I'm just going to sort of mark out where I'm going to keep it so I don't put glue there. So I just find the best way to do those with a pencil. Just mark the line, then you put all the glue underneath it and then rub the line out. I'm going to use my Kikuyo glue for this one. Whichever you want to use, but I like that one. And I've just run out. Okay, I have plenty. Now I did just fold that a little bit, but it'll be okay. Because I want to see this sort of as a whole, I'm just putting this back sort of where it needs to sit. I'm just going to stick that where I want it. Knowing me, I've probably missed, have I? Yeah, I have. Oh well. Good thing is they come up. So I'm just rubbing off the glue. And just to make that look a little prettier on the back, I'm going to chuck on a sticker of some kind, or no, that's going to go too far. I'm actually going to stick on this little Santa hat on the back again, just because I can. It covers it up and it doesn't sort of, you can't see it from the other side, so it'll work nicely. There we go. And then we just need a couple of little bits and pieces to kind of finish this off. We're nearly there. So a little bit like the ones I did with the Alpine kit, I want to put these stockings sort of hanging here, just because I think they look cute. I'm going to put 3 there. And then I'm going to put this little gift in, put that just there, because it's also my stepsister's birthday on Boxing Day, which sucks, but can't help when you're born. That's sort of something I've learnt having been born in December. You can't help it, so you just sort of have to deal with it. I'm going to write that in a dark green because I think it'll look cute with this. And then while we're doing that, it's also my grandma's birthday on the 29th, so I'm going to put that in as well. And then I think, I don't know, it feels like it's missing something over here. I think though that I'm going to leave that. I'm going to do something with some lists, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to do that another day. So you'll be able to see on my Instagram, I'll probably put it up there. I'm just looking here and going, wait a minute, have I forgotten anything? I'm just going to put this eat, drink and be merry here. Just because I can. There we go. I'm going to leave it there. So that is my week using the Cozy Christmas kit. I've been sitting on this one for what feels like forever. I know that you couldn't really use it in November or anything, but I love that I got it early. I kind of like the fact that I went different, like that it sort of spread out that way instead of the other way. I don't know. I think it looks cool because it's different. Let me know what you think though. I'm sorry the shaker sort of didn't seem to work. I think it looks good now, but it sort of, for a minute there, I was starting to think it was going to look horrible. So let me know what you think of all of it. Did it work? Doesn't it work? Why doesn't it work? Let me know down below or on any of my social medias. If you did miss my advent calendar reveals that I was doing on Instagram for the last couple of weeks, I will be doing a full video on each of them so you can see everything that I got in one hit. They'll be going up this week. I hope you guys have the best Christmas. I really have appreciated every little bit of your support throughout 2018. It's been a fantastic year, and I'll talk a little bit more about what's coming in 2019 in next week's video. I hope you get lots and lots of fantastic planner goodies, and I will see you again in my next video. Sending you lots and lots of Christmas huggles. Mwah! Merry Christmas!